What is up, Bradford Bass family? Welcome back to the channel. And today is part 3 of winterizing the Bass Tracker Classic XL. Today, guys, we're going to be changing the lower gear case lube on the Mercury 50 horsepower 4-stroke. Not a lot of tools are needed for this, guys. All you really need is a flathead screwdriver right here, some rags, because it is pretty messy. This is about the messiest thing you're going to do, and a drain pan. That's really all the tools you'll need to complete this. Then material-wise, you're just going to need the new lower unit oil. And what I got here, guys, is my Quicksilver. I'll leave the link in the description. It comes with a pump already. Everything you need is right here in this package. I think I paid, I don't know, 25 bucks maybe. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. But like I said, I'll leave the link in the description, guys. That's everything for tools and materials. Now let's get into actually getting this changed. All right, guys. So when you get down here by your motor, you're going to see 2 screws. You're going to see this one and this one. This one right here is your vent, and it's actually engraved right here in the motor. It says vent. We want to remove this screw first before we actually start draining the lube, the old lube. So let's go ahead and get that removed out of there. And what this does, guys, it will help drain the old lube a little bit faster. So go ahead and pull that out. Set it up there. I don't know if you can see up underneath there. There's a screw right there. I got the camera turned sideways, but there's a screw. That is where it drains. So we're going to loosen that up. And this is where it gets a little bit messy. So I'm going to pull this out. As you guys can see there, it's starting to drain. You guys can see that green fluid coming out right there. I don't know, it might not even be green, it might be just the light, but it looks green. Once that's all done draining out of there, we will put the vent cap back in, and I'll show you how to get this thing filled back up. Another thing, while it's draining, check this gasket or O-ring that's on the drain plug screw, this right here. Make sure this is in good condition. If so, then you can reuse it. If not, if it looks damaged, you can go get that part pretty much anywhere, any local hardware store or anything. You just want to make sure you keep a good seal there, guys. So make sure you inspect the screw and the seal on it. And it looks like we're about done draining, so let's get this new fluid filled up in here, guys. All right, guys, so now we're going to get this filled up. We're going to take the end of our hose right here, and we're going to put it in the drain hole, and it should thread in there. Get it in there nice and snug. Hole. Okay, once you get that threaded in there, we're going to start to pump it, and we're going to pump it until we see the fluid start to come out of the oil level hole. When we see it come out of that hole, and start to come out of that hole, we're going to put our screw back in here. So let's go ahead and start doing that. It might take a little bit. And like I said, guys, you're just going to keep pumping until you see the fluid come out of that hole. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, why would you fill it from the bottom? The reason we fill this from the bottom, guys, is because it helps keep air bubbles out of it, which is what we want. Obviously, we don't want air bubbles in our fluid. And it's starting to come out, guys. You see right there? Couple more pumps, just like that. Now go ahead and get your screw back in there. Have your screwdriver, tighten that in, just like that. Okay, so now the real messy part. Now we have to get this hose out and get the plug back in. So we're going to pull this out, unthread this hose right here, and we just got to be ready with the plug to put it back in there. It's okay if you lose a little bit of oil. It's not a big deal. That's why we filled it to the point where the oil started coming out of the fill line, or the fill plug. So, I'm going to get my screw. I'm going to try to do this while I'm videoing this. I'm going to start threading this out. And it gives you just a little bit of time. To fill that plug back in there. Get your screwdriver on it. Tighten it the best you can. And we're all done, guys. So we'll get this cleaned up. Get the motor all cleaned off. It's important, you guys. You want to get all that extra oil and stuff that's dripping down your motor. Get all that stuff off of there. Once you got everything wiped down, guys, go back through with your screwdriver and just make sure that all your screws that you took out are tight. Check all 3 of them. Make sure they're nice and snug. And you are done, guys. That is how you change your lower gear case oil. Alright guys, so that's it for changing the gear case lube. Pretty simple task, a little bit messy like I said. A suggestion I would give you is, if you're going to change the oil, you should just go ahead and drain your oil and your gear case lube at the same time. It'll help speed the process up. Honestly guys, this whole process between flushing the motor, changing the oil, and changing the gear case lube, I mean, you're looking at really about 20 minutes. Is all it should really take to do all of those things. It takes me a little bit longer because I'm trying to set my camera up and all that stuff to make it more instructional for you guys, but it's a really quick process and very simple to do, guys. So stay tuned to part 4, the last part of this, fogging the cylinders, and then I'm going to show you a couple other things I like to do when I am putting my boat away for the winter, guys. So I appreciate you watching. Everybody stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.